Superman is totally gonna die in 2022, right? He's going away forever. Clark Kent, Superman, right? He's a dead man, right? Because of copyright or something. Oh, yeah, no, none of that? Oh, okay, let's talk about it then.
Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and I want to talk today a little about if Superman is going to die in 2022, what that means if he happens to die in 2022, and all of the news surrounding it. Now, this has been a hot topic because there has been a lot of changes when it comes to Jon Kent, when it comes to Clark Kent, and even to this logo, but I want to dive a little bit into stuff like Action Comics 1036 and tell you why I think if he does die, it won't be as bad as you think, and I actually don't think he is. So make sure you guys are subscribed if you enjoy these topics or this type of content. Hit like, leave me a comment down below, and also thank you for letting me know about my audio issues. I'm hoping I fixed it. I am hoping I fixed it. I have been trying for about 4 hours. So let's talk about this. Is Superman going to die next year? Maybe. Wow, that was some seriously amazing opinions, right? Now, I want to expand upon that maybe. The reason I say only maybe and not for sure is because we are getting something from Philip Kennedy Johnson, who is the current writer of Action Comics, stating that he is not going to do wrong by Clark Kent, wrong by the fans, and he is a fan and passionate himself. And I actually think that is pretty much true. First time I came across Philip Kennedy Johnson writing Superman was in Future State. And from the first issue, you could tell that the man understood fundamentally who Clark Kent was. Not only Clark Kent, but of course Superman, and what he meant to the world around him. We went on with a little bit on Warworld and seen old man-ish Clark Kent. Kind of old man. I mean, is he really though? We'll get there. Now, if you haven't read Action Comics 1036, make sure you click out now because I will have a couple of spoilers. Nothing too deep. Okay, yeah, that's a lie. Click out, click away, earmuffs, whatever. Let's talk about it. First off, I want to give Philip Kennedy Johnson some props that I may not have in the past. He included the Dead Kennedys. Like, he included the Dead Kennedys music. I believe the song is Nazi Fucker or something, or Nazi Punches. I can't remember the exact name of the song. Punch a Nazi is basically the name of a song, and it's an old song, and it's not great, but it's very Manchester Black. And I thought that was pretty cool. So this whole run surrounding the death of Superman is coming from an idea that he has been depowered. Now, I think that is actually where this line is going. I think we are actually going to see a depowered Superman come back to Earth eventually, and have to live in Metropolis with his family with no powers. And I actually think that could be a pretty interesting story, and I think he could tell it. But first off, we need to talk about what happened in this issue, because everything up until this issue felt like a continuity nightmare. Not just nightmare, a dystopian world that some terrible comic book writer was writing. Not talking about, never mind, bad analogy. Anyway, it was crazy. Like, we know that Superman and the Authority was written in 2018 for 5G, but we also know that they repurposed a lot of this stuff. So this all coming together finally felt like one of those aha moments. Like, I should have seen that. Yeah, I totally should have seen that. But the big reveal was that we saw Manchester Black this entire time since the Golden Age run, which I did review if you have any interest. He was helping Clark fake his powers with his own powers, right? And the Enchantress was cloaking his appearance. That is why he looked older in Superman and the Authority, because he didn't have to cloak his appearance. And now we see all of that coming to a head. Mongol actually knew ahead of time. And it actually feels like Philip Kennedy Johnson has this deck of cards. And all of them are his secrets. And he's slowly laying them out. Now, the one I am most interested in is to find out who this character is, this lonely straggler that we saw at the beginning of his run, and now are seeing relay a message to Clark. We're going to talk about that message, don't you worry. And I am curious to see who this is. This is going to be probably another huge reveal, so it's another one of his cards. I think personally it is going to either tie into the universe bigger than what we realize, and it's going to be somebody like Desaad, or it is going to be somebody on a smaller scale like Amanda Waller, which seems mildly out of character, but it could work because she was the one that originally opened up the breach, which made Clark sick. Clark being sick came from Amanda. It could make sense, right? It feels a little out of character, but I totally think it could make sense. If it's Amanda Waller, I called it here first. So we get introduced into the Warworld saga. And I want to say first off, that I never thought that DC would approve something this dark. Not dark in a terrible way. Not dark in a Zack Snyder, I'm dark for the sake of being an edgy boy dark. Dark for the sake of storytelling. And it is very grotesque and dark. Very. Probably more than you've seen from a Superman comic in a very long time or ever. I'm trying to think off the top of my head and I've got nothing. We start off and we see somebody in space dead like a satellite. Okay? All right? It's sad. Clark pays his respect. He moves on. We see this lonely straggler like I talked about earlier. And the whole way for him to walk into the Warworld arena is paved with bodies. Paved with bodies of the people he was trying to help, trying to free. And they all have, grotesque, basic Superman symbols, right? On their chests, carved in blood. And to think about him having to walk through all those people that died because he wanted to help one of these slaves back on Earth when this all started is a pretty messed up situation. And kind of amazingly compelling all at the same time. And then we meet these kind of the lackeys, the bigger lackeys of Mongol, and Mongol is actually a son. He was the Mongol that was. This is the Mongol that is. We meet as creepily named sidekicks. The darling, the mother, the teacher, the orphan, and the unborn. All creepy. All going to play a bigger role in this. And, of course, Chattel, I believe is how you say his name. We've seen him before. We actually seen the Unborn before also, now looking back and realizing it. So what does all this mean? I've told you all this information about Philip Kennedy Johnson's Action Comic run. I've told you what happened here, what happened there. But what does this all mean for Clark going forward? Well, one of three things, honestly. It either means it doesn't matter to you because they're going to likely to do a crisis event either late next year or early 2023. And none of this matters because it's all going to be reset. But if you're enjoying the Warworld saga, as am I, this means it can go two ways. They're either going to kill Clark again. It's the 30th anniversary. We're going to see the death of Superman 2.0, and nothing feels like it is going to play out in a way that you really want. Maybe we'll see a little bit of good storytelling from Philip Kennedy Johnson, but ultimately it's up to the editors in telling the story and telling him he has to kill Superman. Or last option is we're going to get a depowered Superman. It could really be either one. I'm hoping for a depowered Superman. I don't necessarily like the idea of killing Clark, especially with all of the other controversy, whichever one you want to call it, going around. Basically, it's like, okay, so I'm mad that Clark Kent's son was aged up. Very, very understandable. I am too. I am right there with you. But now I'm mad that he's bi. And now I'm mad that the slogan changed. And maybe I'm just mad because it's Tuesday. I don't know. I don't honestly know. But as far as him dying, I think it would be a silly move right now. Not saying that DC hasn't done dumb moves in the past. They have. But right now, it would not be the time to kill Clark Kent. And unfortunately, if they do kill Clark Kent, doesn't matter how good Warworld saga is, there will always be the fans that blame Philip Kennedy Johnson. And that's really a shame because it started out really strong. A lot of what we've seen so far is really strong. So I don't know. I'm going to feel bad for him in a way because he, as much as, you know what? It's not his fault. It comes from editorial. Let's be real. A lot of it comes from editorial unless he pitched it, which I would be very surprised. So what we got to kind of do here is wait it out, right? Like, wait it out. If you're of the mind that you've decided already that you hate him for killing him and then it doesn't come out that he was killed, that's pretty silly. So it might, I don't know. I don't think there's a issue here. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you're like, well, guess what? Guess what? It's a copyright issue. Oh, No, it's not. Quit believing that insanity. Or if you just think, yeah, let's read the story and find out what happens. That's the camp that I am sitting in. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
I'm not just a